Hi VC, Dale Gatefold 33 back with another video, and this is a response to Vinyl Richie's tag. So Richie has pulled together 20 questions drawn from the many entries he had to his 11-year celebration contest, compiled them. So that's good because a lot of people had come up with an awful lot of questions across all of those entries. So it's good to reuse them and get them into a tag. And as I was fortunate enough to have one of my questions, albeit a bit of a convoluted question, added to the list, I thought I'd better do an entry. Anyway, so let's get on with it because there's 20 to get through. So first question is, show a record with a fat dude on it. So I've gone with this album. This is the Baby Huey story, and there is Baby Huey, kind of soul singer, died quite young. This is a Music on Vinyl reissue or compilation, I'm not quite sure which. Next up, how Richie dances. So I think Richie looks like he's quite light on his feet. So I'm sure in his younger days he had some ballet lessons, and I'm sure is quite adept at a few ballet steps. So I've gone with this. This is Kate and Anna McGarrigle's Dancer with Bruised Knees, a folk album. Beer or backyard? So in this case I've gone with beer, and didn't have a huge amount of records that I could think of for this, but this one I think fits the bill. So there we have a table with the guys from the specials with various drinks, including some beer from the More Specials album. So that's my beer response. Recommended by a VCer. Now I think this was recommended by Vinyl Richie, but I'm not 100% certain. It might have been, and someone called, I remember called Bo, who used to say, I'm from the Pacific Northwest as his intro to his videos, but I can't remember his channel name. And I did look through all of my subscribed channels and he's no longer there, so I don't know if he's deleted his channel. But yeah, so if it wasn't Bo, it might have been Richie who showed this album. So this is an album that my interest was piqued from it being shown on the VC, such that I ended up buying a copy off of eBay from Canada, and I'm paying the shipping, and this is not a cheap album. So this is Nancy Pretty and You've Come This Way Before. Beautiful record on dot. Don't know why I tried to do that, but yeah, this is a lovely album, but quite hard to find, particularly over here in the UK. Band members on the album, but not the singer. So I had nothing for this. So I've gone with this album. So all the toys are on the cover here. On Play School's Bang on a Drum, but not the singers. The singers are all on the back, and the toys are on the front. There you go. That's a feeble entry. Name of a band you can't pronounce. Well, this is the name of an artist I can't pronounce. So this is records are inside the gatefold. This is Mulatu of Ethiopia. I can pronounce Mulatu, but it's Mulatu Astatka or Astatke. You can't see that. Mulatu Astatke. This is a triple album of his Mulatu of Ethiopia album. It's in mono, stereo, and also some outtakes. Great album. The digestive system. So the entry point for the digestive system is the mouth. So I've gone with this. I have to be careful here because I'll probably end up. I've gone with this Gentle Giant album, Acquiring the Taste. So you need to acquire the taste and eat the produce before it enters the digestive system. Album Richie wouldn't own. So this is an album that I suspect Richie wouldn't own because it's called First in the Queue, and it was presented to the person who was first in the queue at Record Store Day about 4 or 5 years ago. I can't remember actually. And yeah, so I got there early, not super early, about 6 o'clock in the morning at Elephant Records, when Elephant Records used to do Record Store Day in Winchester, and I was first in the queue. And when Alex opened the doors, he presented me with this album, rather disappointing album with just an inner sleeve with a sticker on it. I thought whoever did to organise it could have gone to a little bit more effort than that. But yeah, I was first in the queue on Record Store Day 1 year. I wouldn't be now, and I wouldn't even try to be. We Don't Need No Shirt. So I've gone with this album, Nightclubbing, Grace Jones, and there's Grace wearing a jacket, but she don't need no shirt because she's Grace Jones. Where are we? Album Little Detail, fantastic. Okay. This album is called Fantastic Voyage. It's a double compilation album by Bob Stanley. It's fantastic. Punk album with a hole in the middle. Gone with Buzzcocks' debut, and the record does have a hole in the middle. Beautiful Woman. We'll go with the beautiful, sexy, sophisticated, sophisti-pop Claire Grogan on this album by Altered Images. I've got some wasp trying to get in my window there, which is going to distract me. Something You'd Take to a Party. I struggled with this one. You know, obviously there's the obvious things. So I thought, what would liven up a party if you turned up with it? And I think if you turned up with a gorilla, that's going to liven up any party. So I've gone with taking a gorilla to a party to do that answer. Right. Open sealed record. Now I think the intention here was to emphasize the Blake sleeve, the horrible Blake sleeves. Well, I hate Blake sleeves. They are dangerous in my opinion, because there's always, every time I've received a record in a Blake sleeve, there is always the chance that you're going to inadvertently get the sticky bit stuck to the record and cause a tear to your record. So Blake sleeves do not stay in my house. They get put straight in the bin. So I'm going to have to, he's getting his knife, I'm going to have to open a sealed record. This is an Ennio Morricone record, Verushka. Verushka was a artist, paint artist, I think, and this album soundtracked a documentary about her, and I've had this in my inbox since 2020, at least 2024, maybe 2023, 3 or 4 years. This has been in my inbox, and I've been, shall I, shan't I, do I really like the music? I've listened to it on Spotify. Do I want to keep it, or do I want to pass it on and keep it sealed? So you've made my mind up for me. I am going to get that shrink off it, and it is now an unsealed Worthless on supposed to be one white vinyl. So I know this is where sorry, my camera came up with a message there. Don't know if that's going to work or not. Yeah, it's now unsealed. I'll sort the hype sticker out later. Better listen to it now. Offensive album. Well, it's not really offensive, but may offend some people. I'm fine with it. Could have answered another question. This is Kevin Rowland's album My Beauty. There he is, a beauty, but as I said, some may take offence. This came out on CD a few years ago, but was reissued by Cherry Red. I think it was Cherry Red. And I snagged a copy. Interesting album. So yeah, so this could have answered that could have answered this question. Now, a sexy shirtless man. So I've gone with my incredibly battered copy of Black Moses by Isaac Hayes, and it's kind of a little bit destroyed, but it's a great album. So there is the man himself, shirtless with some bling. So that's my response to that one. Weapons or violence. So I've gone with this 10-inch. This is Motorhead Girl School. So a collaboration between Motorhead and Girls School. So there they are, all tooled up with their machine guns on the front, and there is the aftermath of the violence on the back. Someone who could beat up G.G. Allin. So I did look up on Wikipedia, and apparently there was some kind of series about ranking different things, and the kind of most dangerous things and the most dangerous rock stars. G.G. Allin came second. I read a bit about the group who came first, which was pretty horrific, but I don't have anything by that group. So I'm going to go with Bon Scott. I think he is a little bit notorious, a little bit of a head case, and I think Bon Scott could probably have a good go at G.G. Allin. Not that I know G.G. Allin at all. Outside of music. So I'm not really sure what outside of music is. So I'll go with this as my entry. This is Moondog. So again, it's another fold out. There's Moondog. I think I'd regard his music as outsider. And then finally, my question, which is a little bit boring after all the others, which is show an album from when you were 11 or an album that's 11 years old. So I already answered that question in my contest entry. So I'll just show another album, a different album for when I was 11 years old. And this is from 78. 78? When was I 11 years old? This is because I span years. This is Bad Reputation, probably my favourite album by 77. My favourite album by Thin Lizzy, Bad Reputation. Mess up your own question. Okay, so yeah, I don't know what's going to come next in part 3 of this, but yeah, make use of as many of those questions as you can, Richie, so keep it going. So yeah, cheers VC, bye.